Has your ex told you that they just want to be friends with you, and maybe you're worried about it? Maybe you're worried that they don't feel anything. Maybe you're worried that they don't feel attracted to you anymore. That romantic spark is just gone. Maybe that's what they've even told you. What's happening here? Have you been put in the friend zone? Or perhaps is something much more intricate happening in this situation? That's what we're going to be getting into in this video, and please stay tuned through to the end. Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life. Now, the dreaded friend zone when it comes to your ex, for a lot of people who want to save their relationship, can be a very frustrating, a very disheartening thing that can really take the wind out of your sails here. But it's not necessarily as big of a setback as you might think. Now, what can be useful to understand here is that when you and your ex are sort of getting back in contact with one another and rebuilding the connection that you have with one another, you are in a process of really feeling each other out. And in this place, it can be very challenging or difficult for them to be asking themselves and wondering, where is this going? What is this all adding up to? Are we getting back together? Are we not getting back together? How do I feel about you? Am I falling in love with you? Are you falling in love with me? All of these sorts of questions, right? It can create a lot of pressure for them. And although you might want them to be thinking these sorts of things, they're really not emotionally equipped to be answering these types of questions right now. So we actually want to remove or reduce that pressure that they're feeling, that romantic pressure, so that they can really give themselves permission to explore and spend time together with you. The reason why we want to do this is because if they're too busy wondering where this is going and what this is all adding up to, then they are actually going to scare themselves out of spending time with you. They're going to be asking themselves questions. Why are we texting so much? Why are we meeting up? Why are we spending time? Why are we talking? And if they don't have a good answer in the back of their mind, they're going to freak themselves out and do what most people's exes do in these sorts of situations, which is to play it very conservatively, back off, give you lots of space, create lots of space, create lots of distance, pull away, not talk to you, etc., out of fear of leading you on, out of fear of giving you false hope, out of fear of confusing themselves or confusing you, out of fear of going back into something that they're not ready for, etc. So we want to understand that that is where all of this is coming from. Now, before we go ahead and get into the whole friends element, if you do like these videos that I do, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. Please make sure you also subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell down below if you haven't already as well too. These are all very important things that you can do to make sure that you are updated when we publish new content on this channel. In this regard, we want to continue to lower the romantic pressure so that they can be present with us and actually enjoy connecting with us. Because if the two of you can just get lost in the present moment, talking and laughing and connecting and bonding and all of these great sorts of things, that they aren't worried so much about where this is going and what it's adding up to, then the two of you are going to connect more, bond more, get closer emotionally, and a lot of the connection is going to take care of itself, as probably how you did when you first started dating one another. The connection will happen organically on its own. You know, very few people go out on a first date with someone thinking, you know, gosh, are we gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend? Are we gonna move in together? Are we gonna get married or anything like that? Most people don't think that on a first date. Usually, and in my opinion, a much healthier way to approach a first date is, hey, you're attractive and you seem interesting. Let's get to know one another and see if we like spending time with one another. Oh, looks like we do like spending time with one another. Maybe we should spend more time with one another. Oh, it seems like we keep enjoying spending time with one another. Maybe we should connect and be in a relationship with one another. Okay, let's do that. Organically arises from the emotional connection. When it comes to the whole friend zone thing, it's kind of your ex trying to drop the romantic pressure on their own. They're feeling that romantic pressure and they're trying to alleviate it by saying something like, hey, let's just be friends, or hey, I don't think that I'm ready for a relationship right now, or something like that, because they're trying to drop the romantic pressure. In some sort of intuitive way, they're able to sense this. Now, obviously, we recommend that you actively go for something like this rather than waiting for them to do it. But if they do give you one of these comments, it's probably where it's coming from. But usually we would recommend to our clients that they actively go out of their way to drop that romantic pressure themselves if their partner isn't doing this on their own. But the thing is that you might have heard that, hey, what if I'm in the friend zone? What if I'm just, locked away, just, having to get together with them and sip, cafe lattes together, or just hear them gush about some new person that they're dating? First of all, this is very unlikely to happen. Most people have enough tact and social skills to know that that's not an excellent, kind thing to do to someone that you used to be in a relationship with. But also, you and your ex are never going to be in the friend zone, assuming the two of you were actually attracted to one another in the first place. Trust me, most of you are going to be okay, but you never know. There's people out there that just get into a relationship with someone for status or money or something like that. If that's the case and you were never actually attracted to one another, okay, we can talk about that some other time. But if the two of you were actually attracted to one another, then pretty much there's no way that you're going to end up in the friend zone, as long as you're still essentially the same person that they fell in love with. If there was some sort of personality break, and it's like, whoa, hey, one day you were this really confident, friendly, outgoing person, and now you're hiding under a desk or something, that's one thing. But for most people out there, once the attraction is on, it's going to stay on. And if your ex is asking to be friends, or it seems like they're putting you in the friend zone, just know that it's really them feeling in some way that they want to drop that romantic pressure so that they can actually enjoy spending time with you. And in most cases, it's actually the right thing to just agree to it, continue to build that emotional bond, and then don't act like a friend, but when it makes sense, just sort of edge into those romantic areas, whether that's something like, holding hands, kissing, whatever, if it feels right in the moment. But just kind of edge into it, because what we're really doing here is building the building the emotional connection between the two of you, and then leveraging that to go into the romantic areas later on. But we want to keep the focus on the present moment so that you can continue to bond and build that emotional connection. Up next, I'd really love it if you would check out this video series right here on what we call advanced relational skills. These will help you to really create that emotional bond with your ex and to take things to the next level. Anyway, I hope this helps you out. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time.